You all still buy that Meghan's really 44? Hardly. She's 52, folks. All thanks to her endless plastic surgery miracles, blowing a fortune daily on that fake facade.
Meghan Markle's age drama has been stirring whispers for years, and it's not just a couple of birthday candles off. People are saying she might have shaved off nearly 8 whole years. That's not just a small Hollywood fib, that's a full-blown mystery wrapped in glam and secrets. When the rumors first started spilling out, insiders say Meghan lost it. Lawyers jumping in, PR teams scrambling, phones blowing up like wildfire, total chaos everywhere. This isn't just a celebrity trying to look young. This is a claim so big it could shake the foundation of her carefully built image. And here's the wild part. The proof might have been hiding in plain sight all along. March 1997, 17 magazine, page 19, clear as daylight, Meghan Markle listed as 21 years old. But here's where it all gets messy. Her official story, the one she told the Palace, Netflix, and even Oprah, says she was born on August 4th, 1981. Let's do some quick math. If she was really born in 81, that would make her 15 in 1997, not 21. That's a 6-year difference that can't just be brushed off. And before anyone tries to say, maybe it was a printing mistake, think again. That's just the first red flag in a timeline that looks shadier the more you dig. This is the same woman who stood before the Queen, signed royal papers, and told the world she was 36 when she got married. But what if she wasn't 36 at all? What if Meghan wasn't 36 when she joined the royal family, but actually 42 or even 43? That flips the entire story upside down, because if that's true, then she didn't just fool Hollywood, she may have pulled one over on Buckingham Palace itself. Imagine that, the whole monarchy unknowingly cast in her real-life movie. This wouldn't just be a harmless little white lie, it would be global-level deception. She didn't just outsmart the palace, she fooled the entire world. That's the kind of twist people write thrillers about. But here's where the clues start stacking up. Her time at Northwestern University. Meghan claims she graduated in 2003 at age 22. The classic fresh out of college age, right? Sounds perfect. Almost too perfect, because those old university photos, they tell a different story. There are group shots of Meghan smiling beside classmates, but here's the shocking part. Many of those same classmates are now in their early to mid-50s. So what's really happening here? Was Meghan just chilling with a group a whole decade older than her for fun? Or was she actually around their age the entire time and just never said anything about it? And the craziest part, nobody questioned it back then. She blended right in, flashing that Hollywood smile, looking like she belonged. No one imagined the friendly girl from LA might have been running one of the longest age cover-ups in modern celebrity history. But now, people are finally connecting the dots. And word is, Meghan is definitely not happy that the spotlight's turning back on her. Take that famous salsa club photo from Northwestern, the one that keeps resurfacing all over the internet. Every single person in that shot, once you peek at their LinkedIn or Facebook, falls in the same age bracket. Early 50s, born in the early 70s. And right there in the center of it all, Meghan glowing, smiling, matching the vibe perfectly. She doesn't stand out like a college kid hanging with older folks, she fits right in. You don't just end up in photo after photo surrounded by people a whole decade older than you throughout your university years by coincidence. That kind of pattern doesn't just happen. Not in every snapshot, not over years. It only makes sense if you were actually around their age all along and just managed to keep that truth tucked neatly behind the perfect Hollywood grin. And honestly, this isn't new territory. Hollywood lives off age secrets. A well-connected insider once said, if you're a woman over 30 in this town, your chances drop overnight. So what do people do? They slice a few years off, 5, 6, even 7, just to keep booking those fresh face roles instead of being boxed into playing someone's mom or boss. Now let's talk about Meghan's early grind. She wasn't some hotshot 20-something storming onto screens. She was hustling hard, holding a silver case as a briefcase model on Deal or No Deal, popping up in tiny cameos, and fighting through endless auditions just to get noticed. That's not the track of a brand new actress in her early 20s. That sounds like someone older pushing to stay in the game, clinging to one last big shot at fame. Then came Suits, 2011, the show that changed everything. If Meghan really was 30 like she claimed, she was already cutting it close for that kind of breakout role. But if she was actually 36, that flips the entire narrative. It means she might have pulled off the ultimate Hollywood illusion, convincing casting directors, producers, and the audience she was years younger. And it worked. She got the role, the fame, and eventually she got a prince. But the thing about secrets, they never stay buried forever. Let's rewind that timeline. In 2006, Meghan was still working as a briefcase model on Deal or No Deal. If her birth year is truly 1981, that would make her 25 at the time. Totally believable. But if she was actually sliding into her 30s, maybe even mid-30s, that tells a totally different story. That's not just about ambition anymore. That's someone running a very long, very risky game. Because if Meghan was really born in 1975, that means she was 31 years old when she stood there holding that briefcase, surrounded by women mostly in their early 20s, all chasing the same shot at fame. And let's be real, that's not just ambition anymore. That's pure survival.
Would you ever do your 20s again? Hard no.
I can't even get the words out.
No.
My 20s are choking me. Like, absolutely not, never.
No. So, girls, enjoy your 20s right now.
Yeah,
if it's
yeah.
hard, don't worry, it will
You
pass.
do that. It will pass.
That's someone refusing to fade out, doing whatever it takes to stay visible in a business obsessed with youth and perfection. Through it all, she locked that secret down tight, never slipping, never blinking, because she knew the brutal truth. If Hollywood ever caught wind of her real age, it would be game over. The offers would vanish, the calls would stop, and the dream she built would crumble in an instant. Now let's get into Trevor Engelson, Meghan's first husband, the man she rarely ever mentions. They got married in Jamaica back in 2011 and split just 2 years later in 2013. The official story: distance and busy schedules. Classic Hollywood breakup talk. But when you look closer, that timeline starts looking real suspicious. Trevor was born in 1976. If Meghan's official birth year is 1981, that puts her 5 years younger. Totally normal. But if she was actually born in 1975 or 1976, that means they were the same age. Maybe she was even slightly older. And here's where things get really strange. Trevor hasn't said a single word about her since the split. Not one interview, not one slip-up, nothing. Total silence. Reports say he signed an NDA, which sounds a little too convenient, don't you think? Because that brings us to the big question. What does Trevor know? He was her husband. He saw her passport, her ID, her real documents. If anyone knows Meghan's real age, it's him. And that silence, that doesn't sound like loyalty. That sounds like either a tight legal muzzle or straight up fear of what could happen if the truth ever got out. Remember, Trevor isn't just some ex from the past. He's a Hollywood producer. He knows how image is everything, how stories get rewritten, and how secrets get buried deep in that industry. If he's staying quiet, maybe it's not out of respect. Maybe it's because what he knows could blow up everything. Trevor understands the game, the fake bios, the age tweaks, the polished backstories, and maybe, just maybe, he's the one person who knows exactly how far Meghan went to keep hers hidden. Trevor had seen everything. So here's the real question. Did Meghan ever tell him the truth about her age, or did she keep him in the dark too? Because if she lied even to her own husband, that's not just a small fib, that's fraud. You can't legally marry someone under false pretenses. That's straight up grounds for an annulment. And here's where things start heating up. NDAs don't protect you in court. If Trevor ever gets subpoenaed in Samantha Markle's ongoing lawsuit, he'd have no choice but to speak under oath. And if that day ever comes, it's game over. The truth would have to come out. No filters, no PR spin, just raw facts in front of the world. Then came May 19, 2018, the royal wedding watched by the entire planet. The media couldn't stop repeating it. Meghan Markle, age 36, marries Prince Harry, 36. It was the perfect fairy tale headline. The glowing, fresh-faced American actress marrying the prince, the modern bride set to shake up centuries of royal tradition. But what if that wasn't the truth? What if she wasn't 36 at all? Imagine if Meghan was actually 42 or even 43 on her wedding day. Suddenly, that whole young, modern royal story looks like a carefully scripted production. That would mean Meghan wasn't the fresh spark bringing new life to the monarchy. She was a seasoned woman who might have pulled off one of the boldest image plays in modern celebrity history. And the palace, they're trapped either way. If they had no clue, they look completely unaware. But if they did know and helped cover it up, that makes them part of the lie. Either way, it's a full-blown royal nightmare, and it all leads to the biggest question of all. If Meghan really lied about something as simple and basic as her own birth date, what else might she have lied about? The miscarriage story, the mental health claims, the racism accusations? Because once someone's caught bending the truth about the fundamentals, everything they've ever said starts to look shaky. That dreamy royal fairy tale the world fell in love with, the glowing bride, the modern love story, the royal revolution, might not have been a fairy tale at all. It might have been a carefully built illusion waiting to collapse. Think about it. The entire image, every headline, every polished magazine cover was built on a foundation that might not even be real. Over 2 billion people tuned in to watch that royal wedding, all believing the same story repeated nonstop. Meghan Markle, age 36, marries Prince Harry, 33. The perfect modern couple, young, vibrant, breaking traditions and rewriting royal history. But if Meghan was actually 42 or 43 when she said "I do," that changes everything. That's not a 3-year gap anymore. That's nearly a decade. Suddenly, Prince Harry doesn't look like the charming young royal swept off his feet by a Hollywood sweetheart. He starts looking like a man who might have been outplayed by someone older, wiser, and far more strategic. The optics completely flip. That whole picture-perfect fantasy starts to crumble right in front of us. And then comes the next twist, baby Archie's birth certificate. When Archie was born in 2019, everything seemed normal. The official record listed her full legal name, Rachel Meghan Markle. Totally standard, right? But just weeks later, something very strange happened. The document was changed. Her personal names, Rachel and Meghan, were completely removed and changed to only her royal title, Her Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. Now, seriously, who does that? Why would anyone alter a legal birth record like that? The palace tried brushing it off, claiming it was just protocol. But come on, it's not like every royal mother has her name wiped clean from her own child's certificate. That's not just a small edit, that's a major red flag that makes people wonder, what exactly was being hidden behind those royal titles? That whole protocol excuse, total nonsense. Birth certificates aren't Instagram captions you can tweak for style. They're legal documents, official and permanent. You don't just stroll back in and edit them unless there's a very serious reason. So the real question is, what was Meghan trying to hide?
Sometimes I wonder whether this woman knows the difference between reality and truth. Whether she understands that what she says can be easily verified. And I'm wondering, like if she has lied about her age and what she put in her wedding certificate, it's fake. I wonder if that marriage is valid.
Here's how it looks. Meghan might be terrified of paper trails. She doesn't want her real legal name showing up on anything official because those records can be traced, verified, and compared. If someone started digging through files under the name Rachel Meghan Markle, school transcripts, old marriage paperwork, passport applications, who knows what they might uncover? The timing, the sudden edits, the hush-hush secrecy, it all screams cover-up. It paints the picture of someone scrambling to clean up traces before anyone connects the dots. The birth years don't match, the timelines clash, and the documents tell different stories. It's not just odd, it's shady. It starts to look like a pattern, maybe even a decades-long deception. So what does Meghan do? She wipes her name off the record, tightens control over every trace of her past, and hopes no one looks too closely. But the problem? People did notice, and not just random fans on the internet. Even royal watchers and insiders started raising eyebrows, because changing a royal birth certificate isn't normal, not even close. Royal birth records are handled with military-level precision. These aren't just any babies, they're literally part of the line of succession. Every detail, names, dates, birthplaces, gets logged, verified, and locked away for history. So for Meghan to make any edit at all, she couldn't just call up a clerk. She would have needed official palace authorization. That means one of two things had to have happened. Either the palace quietly approved a rare change for reasons they're not admitting, or Meghan somehow pushed through something that never should have been allowed in the first place. Either way, it raises some seriously uncomfortable questions, and none of them make her look good. Either Meghan manipulated the system herself, or someone inside the palace helped her pull it off. And honestly, neither option looks clean. No matter how you slice it, it reeks of a cover-up. But that's not where the mystery ends. Let's talk about Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, the man she's completely cut off. He's done countless interviews, public statements, and talk show appearances trying to defend himself against her accusations. Yet, when the topic turns to Meghan's real age, suddenly he goes quiet. Reporters ask the questions straight, and Thomas gets vague. No clear answers, just stammering, dodging, and quick topic changes. Why? Think about it. Parents never forget their child's birth year. It's one of those facts that's burned into your brain forever. So why can't he just say it out loud? Why all the hesitation over something so simple? It's a basic question. Mr. Markle, what year was Meghan born? That should take 2 seconds to answer, but instead he sidesteps, mumbles, and shifts the conversation. That silence, it's loud, because when even your own father won't clearly confirm your birth year, it raises some huge red flags. What exactly is he hiding, and why won't he just tell the truth? Thomas doesn't deny things directly. He hints. He drops small comments about inconsistencies and details not matching up. So why would he tease that kind of thing without explaining it? Either he's still protecting her, which feels strange after how she's treated him, or maybe he's legally muzzled by some kind of agreement. Or, and this is the biggest bombshell, maybe he knows that if the real truth ever came out, it would absolutely destroy her public image. And now, things are getting even hotter, because with Samantha Markle's lawsuit against Meghan gaining steam, Thomas is reportedly listed as a potential witness. You can bet Meghan's legal team is panicking over one question they know he'll have to face. Mr. Markle, what is your daughter's real date of birth? Once he's sworn in and has to answer under oath, there's no more hiding behind PR or silence. If he tells the truth in that courtroom, that could be the exact moment when Meghan's entire carefully built image and everything she's ever claimed comes crashing down. Just take a second to think about Thomas Markle's position. His own daughter publicly dragged him through the mud, humiliated him on international television, and painted him as the villain in her story. She called him a liar, accused him of staging paparazzi photos, and completely cut him off. No contact, no forgiveness, nothing. He's never even met his own grandchildren. After all that, you'd think Thomas would have come forward and exposed everything just to clear his name, but he hasn't. Instead, he stays silent, dodges questions, backs away when things get uncomfortable. And that silence, it screams volumes. Because for a father who's been treated like that, to still stay quiet means only two things. Either he's locked down by a powerful legal agreement we haven't seen, or the truth he's sitting on is so explosive he doesn't even want to be the one to light the fuse. Either way, there's clearly something massive being kept under wraps. And what about Meghan? How's she handling all this chaos swirling around her? Has she stepped up to clear the air? No. Has she shown her birth certificate or any legal proof of her age? Still no. Has she ever addressed that 17 magazine feature or those suspicious college photos again? Not once. Instead, she's gone straight into attack mode. Lawyers are firing off cease and desist letters left and right. PR teams are working overtime, spinning statements day and night. And her social media? It's suddenly going dark. Photos vanish, posts get deleted, and old mentions quietly disappear like they never existed. Every time questions start creeping too close to the truth, her team doesn't explain, they erase. And that's what's so telling. Because people with nothing to hide don't go into hiding. They face things head on. They show the receipts, clear the air, and move on. But Meghan, she's doing the opposite. If her timeline was clean, she'd laugh it off and say, here's my birth certificate, here's my passport, case closed. Simple as that.
In 1997, when she met Yasmin Bleeth, when she claims that she was working for Humphrey Yogurt, age 13, she also, or somebody with the name Meghan Markle, filled out a questionnaire for Sears, the company, claiming that she was 21 years of age.
But she hasn't. Not because she won't, but because, according to sources close to the situation, she can't. That's the real twist. Insiders claim there's a reason those documents never see daylight. And if that reason ever became public, it wouldn't just damage her image, it could completely blow up the royal brand she built from the ground up. And yes, people are definitely talking. Word is Meghan had a full-blown meltdown once this story started spreading. Insiders say she was screaming at staff, holding emergency meetings with her lawyers, and blowing up phones in the middle of the night, trying to get her PR team to control the chaos. Behind the royal smiles and polished speeches, it was total mayhem. Remember, this is a woman who's built a multi-million-dollar empire around the image of being the misunderstood duchess, the victim of unfair treatment, the one who tells her truth. But here's the twist that's sending shockwaves. What happens when her truth isn't actually true? That's the nightmare Meghan can't run from. People who've worked directly with her keep saying the same thing. Meghan is obsessed with controlling her image. Every photo, every interview, every word posted online is planned down to the smallest detail. She picks her lighting, her angles, her captions. Nothing goes public unless it fits her vision of perfection. Her entire brand depends on that flawless presentation. So when a story like this explodes, one that she can't control and that contradicts her public persona, she doesn't take it lightly. Reports say she goes straight into crisis mode. Frantic calls, legal threats, and a rush to shut down the conversation before it spreads any further. But this time, there's a problem she can't fix with a few statements or a friendly sit-down interview. The proof is everywhere. Old magazines are archived, the photos exist, the classmates are real, and the timelines don't lie. You can't rewrite history when the receipts are public record. And that's where Meghan's trapped. No matter how many lawyers or PR experts she throws at it, the story's already out. The carefully polished image she spent years perfecting is starting to crack, and the walls are closing in fast. Once the illusion breaks, there's no going back. Because when a brand is built entirely on control and perfection, one undeniable truth can bring the whole thing crashing down. She's cornered, and she knows it. And now the storm is reaching Netflix. The streaming giant handed Harry and Meghan a jaw-dropping $100 million for their so-called authentic documentaries, behind-the-scenes specials, and their exclusive take on royal life. But here's the question shaking up Hollywood right now. What if none of it was authentic at all? What if the woman Netflix built an entire content empire around has been lying about the most basic details? Her age, her background, maybe even pieces of her personal story. Sure, in Hollywood, shaving off a few years is practically part of the game. Everyone knows that trick. But Netflix doesn't play around when it comes to legal liability. If Meghan signed those multi-million-dollar contracts using any personal information that's false, her real age, her marriage history, or even her official biographical data, that changes everything. Those contracts could technically be invalid, and that opens a dangerous legal door. Netflix could accuse her of fraud, demand their money back, or even take her to court. And if that happens, it won't just be embarrassing, it could be financially devastating. Sources close to the situation say Netflix's legal team isn't wasting a single second. They're digging deep, reviewing every form, every contract, every signature, and every public statement she's ever made. Every date, every timeline, every claim is being scrutinized to see if anything doesn't match up. Because if this age controversy turns out to be true, it won't just be a PR problem. It could explode into a full-blown corporate crisis. And here's where things get even messier. If Meghan's been dishonest about something so basic, it raises a much bigger question. What else has she bent the truth about? Her upbringing, her relationships, her version of royal life? Suddenly, Netflix's proudest, authentic project looks like it might have been built on shaky ground.
So I think probably it was different several years ago, where I couldn't be as vocal and I had to wear nude pantyhose all the time. Let's be honest, that was not very myself. I hadn't seen pantyhose since movies in the 80s when they came in the little egg. That felt a little bit inauthentic, but that's a silly example. But it is an example of when you're able to dress the way you want to dress and you're able to say the things that are true and you're able to show up in the space really organically and authentically.
Now, Netflix finds itself stuck in the middle of a PR disaster, trapped between protecting its reputation and standing by one of its biggest stars. But in Hollywood, loyalty only goes so far. If this scandal keeps snowballing, Netflix might decide it's safer to cut ties entirely before the truth brings their $100 million fairy tale crashing down. Netflix has poured millions into Meghan's brand, built entire campaigns, documentaries, and global marketing pushes around her truth. But if that truth turns out to be built on shaky ground, on a lie, then the whole empire is sitting on borrowed time. It's like a mansion built on sand. The minute the tide rolls in, the whole thing collapses right before everyone's eyes. From Netflix's point of view, this isn't just a celebrity scandal, it's a potential corporate catastrophe. They're a publicly traded company with shareholders, investors, and analysts watching every move. If it ever comes out that they handed $100 million to someone who falsified even basic personal details, that's not just bad press, that's disaster-level damage. Their reputation would take a brutal hit, their stock could nosedive, and suddenly the platform that branded itself on authenticity would be tangled up in what could go down as one of the biggest Hollywood deceptions of the decade. The humiliation alone would be unbearable, not just for Meghan, but for everyone who bought into her carefully crafted narrative. And let's be real, I've been called every name under the sun for saying this for years. People love to shout that I'm obsessed, that I'm a bully, or that I've got some kind of personal vendetta against her. Absolute nonsense. I don't go after people for sport. I go after liars, hypocrites, and anyone who uses fame to twist the truth and play the victim. Meghan Markle has made millions portraying herself as the eternal underdog, crying to Oprah, preaching about kindness, and selling the world on her struggle while cutting off her own father and turning her family into villains. She's written children's books about compassion while quietly waging PR wars behind the scenes. So if it turns out she's been lying about something as basic and verifiable as her age, it doesn't just expose a fib, it rips open the entire foundation of her story. Because once the simplest fact falls apart, every other claim she's ever made suddenly comes into question. And that's when this stops being gossip and turns into the biggest reckoning her brand has ever faced. So what else has Meghan lied about? The palace drama, the racism accusations, the mental health story? That whole tale about feeling trapped inside the royal system, was it genuine? Or was it all just part of a carefully crafted performance? Nobody knows for sure, but one thing's certain. I'm not backing down until the truth comes out, because this isn't about gossip, this is about accountability. The truth matters, facts matter, and Meghan has spent far too long shaping her own version of reality, editing, polishing, and spinning the narrative to fit her image, while silencing anyone who dared to question it. But now the tide's turning, the cracks are widening, and the walls are closing in fast. This time, no army of lawyers or flashy PR statements can stop what's coming. You can't spin your way out when the receipts are staring the world right in the face. Meghan built her empire on her image, a picture-perfect story of victimhood, fame, and reinvention. But the truth always finds its way to the surface. And when it does, not even Hollywood, Netflix, or Buckingham Palace will be able to shield her from the fallout. Here's the thing about truth. It always comes out in the end. You can fool the public, charm the media, and sell your story to Oprah and Netflix all you want. But there's one place where none of that slick storytelling works: the courtroom. Because in there, it's not about emotion or PR. It's about facts, hard evidence, sworn statements that can't be rewritten. And that's exactly where we are right now. The receipts are real, the inconsistencies are stacking up, and that lawsuit, it's moving forward fast. No more hiding behind handlers or press teams. No more carefully worded statements crafted by spin doctors. It's time for Meghan Markle to face the music. Every lie, every cover-up, every twisted detail is about to be dragged into the light for the world to see. Because when the truth finally hits, there's nowhere left to run. And this time, it's not a documentary, not a PR stunt, not a movie script. This is real life. If you're just as ready for the truth to finally break wide open, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment below. Let me know what you think, because this story, it's far from over. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss what happens next.